The Lagos State government has criticized the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, over its decision to shift operational emphasis from Lagos ports to the Warri Port Complex, a move the authority says is designed to ease congestion at Apapa and Tin Can Island ports. The recent operational data released by the Nigerian Ports Authority indicates improved efficiency and cargo throughput at the rejuvenated Warri and Cocoa ports, signaling early gains from the strategic shift. Reacting to the developments, the Senior Special Assistant to the Lagos State Governor on Transportation and Logistics, Mr. Adekoya Hassan, argues that the problem lies not in Lagos ports themselves, but in long-standing policy flaws within the NPA. He listed multiple toll points, an inefficient e-collop system, favoritism and racketeering, abuse of power by senior officials, and misinformation circulated through truck unions as major factors sustaining the gridlock. Joining us on the show to discuss the issues of extortions that have led to protests by transporters in the past is Yusuf Othman, President, Nigerian Association of Road Transport Owners. He will also discuss the Lagos State government's initiative to professionalize the transport logistics sector with 2,000 CNG trucks. Good morning and most welcome to the morning show.
All members.
Mr. Othman, can you hear us from the studio? Hello?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Oh, okay.
I'm hearing you very well.
Oh, okay. You're very clear now. Well, you listened to the introduction. Now, let's start with the decongestion of the Lagos ports. Or, as described, the plan to ease congestion at the Lagos port is why the NPA, Ports Authority, has decided to shift operations to other ports in the country. Maybe Warri Port, we also have Calabar Port, we have Cocoa Port, we have Onitsha Port. I thought this was part of the argument in the past, that if you decentralize, port operations, it will reduce cost, it will make things easier, it will open up the hinterland, it will lead to port development. But Ayo here just quoted Mr. Hassan of Lagos, saying that, the problem is with Ports Authority. The gridlock that is experienced is because of flaws within the operations of the Ports Authority. Let's start with that.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to believe that, the SSA to His Excellency Hassan has been with us over time with NATO, and he's been in the operations at the port, so he is quite conversant with what transpires over there. No doubt about it, all those items he enumerated, the problems subsist. And we believe that if these problems are addressed, the issues raised will naturally go. I remember we've had issues with even over there is an office of ease of governance, ease of operations. We had even meetings with the Shippers Council with a view to ensure there is free flow of vehicles in and out of the port, and also there is improved turnaround in terms of clearance of cargo or imports into the country through that corridor. But I must confess to you that the area before now used to be a bit more rowdy than before. There is an improvement, but we can do better. And you see, like Hassan enumerated, there are a lot of multiple checkpoints by non-state actors, a lot of favoritism also, even inefficient e-column system. So all those bottlenecks are probably the reasons why the NPA probably shift to other areas instead of, addressing those problems. Now, shifting to the other area, there may be some factors. Probably there could be some advantages as far as the NPA is concerned, but there will certainly also be some disadvantages in this respect. Notwithstanding, the state government in its own initiative decided to make certain improvement into the activities of the ports, the stakeholders, all of us, to ensure that there is, first of all, improved operations in terms of getting access to the ports and leaving the ports quickly, as well as even the operational vehicles. And those state actors, I'm talking about last month, Minister of Transportation, as regards the, efficient movement of trucks in to the port and probably into the holding bays with a view to ensure there's a quick turnaround. I remember we've had several issues, several meetings, and we made suggestions also that let us look at even some of these our neighbors like Benin port and some South African, even Antwerp. You see there is a quick turnaround. Why are we not having a quick turnarounds? And one of the many reasons is some of those issues that Hassan enumerated.
Okay.
And also the Lagos State government wants to improve.
Okay. Mr. Othman, I hear you very well. This is beginning to sound like a jealous wife's dilemma. They take operations from Lagos to other parts of the country. The basic issue is decentralization. Now, the problem of congestion, of gridlock in Lagos, whatever measures the Lagos State government may say they are introducing, all of those, can still continue. But the concern is that if you make the other ports in the country, in Warri, in Onitsha, in Koko, in all those places, even Lekki Deep Sea Port here in Lagos, which is the latest one, it would have its own advantages. So are you opposed to decentralization? Are you saying that those other ports should be left not to function and MPA should just concentrate on Lagos alone? That's the key question.
Thank you so much. I am not averse to decentralization as far as NATO is concerned. I'm the national president of NATO, and we have members cut across the whole country, including Warri and Koko, who also do the same service. We're particular about Apapa because this is where we have a lot of experience, and we are trying to see even a lot of presence of all the government actors with a view to ensure there is smooth operation. And MPA is part of government, which is our government. Lagos State government is part of government, which is our government. So is the issue they will naturally have to sort themselves out. I'm particular about the involvement of our members with a view to ensure there is improved operations. All those are political activities which will naturally sort themselves out.
Okay, all right, thank you. So let's move on. Let me ask a question around the professionalization of the strategic partnership between NATO and the Lagos State government, just to improve efficiency, to reduce accidents or trucks on the way. We also talk about safety reforms for drivers. Can you share with us the detail of that and to what extent it would benefit your association and where funding will come from?
Thank you so much. Lagos State government, we want to appreciate His Excellency, Mr. Governor, for this bold initiative. And you see, over time, you would have noticed so many trucks who have been operating in the Apapa, some more than 10, 20, or even 30 years, still operating. And we've had so many accidents as a result of such very old trucks. So it is a very good initiative that His Excellency has decided, using his own wisdom, to ensure that some of those trucks are cleared out. One, in order to reduce the number of accidents. Two, in order to improve the operations for Lagosians, Lagos State and Nigeria, and of course to benefit all the stakeholders. It's a very good initiative, and it will go a long way in bringing improved livelihood to Lagosians and Nigerians, and also the GDP of Lagos. So it's a very good development. That's number one. Number two, of course, His Excellency Lagos State Governor is towing the line of Mr. President, because when Mr. President came in, he brought the presidential initiative on CNG, and they have been doing very well. I must commend Mr. President and the presidential initiative on CNG for this very initiative they are doing. I must inform you, NATO, as a direct beneficiary of the Presidential Initiative of CNG, they gave us 20 CNG buses who are running across the country. 5 also, again, they gave us another 3, and by thereby to have reduced transportation costs by more than 30%. So also, when you look at the new CNG initiative by Lagos State Governor, one, they will also try and ensure that they reduce the cost of movement of containers across the country from Lagos State and probably even within Lagos State. And of course, there will be some financing. We are trying to fine-tune and see which is the best way to ensure that, one, the members of NATO and or even all other members who are into the operations that are not necessarily NATO members, but because they are stakeholders, will carry them along where there are so many of them. And we are going to work together with all of them to ensure that there is no issue arising from this financing. And we also try to ensure that even some of the old trucks work pari passu with the new trucks until the old trucks are phased out.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for that. I want to go back to the issues around gridlocking in the Apapa port, or the Lagos port rather. And I'd love for you to give your take, because of course we have sort of two parallel narratives here. One is saying that the issues are around policy issues from the NPA side. And the other side of the narrative is saying that, these are operational environmental challenges. And of course, we know them. They are persistent. And as much as we've seen successive governments try to tackle them, they seem to be deeply embedded in the system. In your opinion, what is the real solution to this perennial problem? Is the issue really from the NPA side, or is it an operational environment? And what's the way forward?
Well, thank you so much. The issue is both. From the NPA, if I may say, because the e-column is not very efficient, and they have direct control of the e-column, and there is involvement of some of the officials into the operations, because there is like, say, favoritism. Somebody can just get a ticket directly from the system without necessarily going through what was agreed in the operations. Then also from the side of the operations, from even our side, some of the associations and unions, there is a lot of extortion on the road from some non-state actors, and a lot of, even some vehicles you will see that will break down on the road, and even before they clear, there is a lot more to it than what is envisaged. But the issue of movement to the other ports, those I'm sure the relevant government will sort themselves out. But in the operations, we need to all of us sit down and see what is the best way forward for the improvement of the system, and what is the problem relative to a particular association or authority, so that we address all these problems. I remember about 20, 30 years ago, when you come to Lagos, you come to Apapa, there is Apapa GRA, and you enjoy the livelihood there. But recently, with all this, it's no longer the same. But the governor is doing his very best to ensure that that activity in Apapa life is brought into normalcy, irrespective of the number of trucks that go in and out. If there is an efficient e-calling of system and efficient operations, there is nothing wrong in going in and coming out without necessarily affecting the livelihood of the inhabitants of Apapa.
Okay, President NATO. Now, have you not heard the allegation that, in fact, your members are part of the problem? That your members refuse to follow the rules? While, it is easy to blame the Ports Authority, however, the conduct of your members and some of the other smaller unions are refusing to follow all the attempts by MPA to sanitize the system. And then, of course, some people have recommended that maybe the Lagos State government should take over the operations at the Apapa port, and even if possible, Tinkan, even if these are federal assets, by the way. there will be issues. Do you think if the Lagos state government, hypothetically, were to take over the ports, they will do a better job?
Thank you so much. Government has no business in business, my brother. And I want to tell you that, yes, in every aspect of activity, you will have the good, the bad, and the ugly, but just try and have the good ones, the majority. I am not saying that we don't have bad eggs in the system, it's everywhere, but we try our very best and we are concerned. That is probably one of the reasons why we are here. We are concerned and we want an improved operations. And we will put all hands on deck to ensure that we work jointly with all that are concerned to ensure that there is improved system. And that was why I said other ports operating in neighboring ports and whatever, what are they doing that is, making other people go directly to them, other people are reluctant now. And what is the reason? We'll even sit down with the MPA, probably. What is the reason why they will have to leave Papa and go to other environs? Is it just the decentralization or there are other issues? And we know there are other issues. How can we address? I believe all these problems, we can address them. And anybody that is found wanting can be punished. But government has no business in business. They have a lot more other things to do than just getting into business.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Othman. Thank you for joining us on the morning show.